Today we will be discussing how to complete the first page of the IEP in Go IEP. When printed, the front page of the IEP in Go IEP looks very similar to IEP documents that you've seen previously. However, when users are entering information into the program for page 1, the format looks very different than other IEP programs. Go IEP is designed so that users describe students' present levels of performance and develop goals on the same page. Completing these tasks simultaneously helps to ensure that the goals that are developed address the deficits described in the present levels. We are currently on page 1.1 of the IEP. This video is going to focus only on page 1.1. The first section is academic achievement, developmental and/or functional areas assessed, and goals. Users can navigate through the pages in the IEP by using the green links on the left side of the page. We will use those links to navigate between the two sections on page 1.1, academic achievement, developmental and/or functional areas assessed, and goals, and the second section is other discussion. The first step that we will complete is to select the frequency period for reporting progress to parents. The drop-down box has options ranging from 2 weeks to 9 weeks. I am going to select 9 weeks and click Save. I've gotten my message that my frequency period was successfully saved. The frequency period selected on this page will tell Go IEP when to generate progress reports for students after the IEP document is finalized. For further details regarding progress reports, please watch the progress reports video. Next, users should select the blue link that says Add Area. A new box will open, and users will select a category. The drop-down box for the category section lists domains so that users can describe current levels of functioning in detail. Once a category is selected, an area within that category can be selected. For this demonstration, I am going to select the category of reading and the area of comprehension. In the text box below, named Summary of Assessment Findings, I will describe how the student currently performs in this area. I will use information from evaluations, daily work, classroom assignments, observations, etc. This section is where you would write any information that you normally put in the present levels section of any other IEP application that you have used previously. In the second text box, users should list all sources of information used to assess the student's current levels of functioning in the selected area. This can be done by selecting sources using the blue Edit button on the right of the text box. Multiple sources can be selected from this list. When selections are completed, click the Select button at the top or bottom right-hand side of the page. Below the second text box, users will see a question. The question asks, does this area impact the student's academic achievement and/or functional performance? The answer options are yes or no. Only one option can be selected. If yes is selected, the additional options listed will have to be addressed. If no is selected, option 5 will need to be addressed. For this area, I will select yes. The next question says, if so, how will this need be addressed? Selecting the first option indicates that the IEP will have a specific goal to address this need. Selecting the second option indicates that instructional or testing accommodations or modifications, supplemental aids and services, or supports for school personnel will be identified within the IEP document. It is important to remember that if this option is not selected for at least one goal in the IEP, users will get an audit when finalizing the document if any information was entered on the state-required testing and/or student support page. Also, An audit will occur if this option is selected for at least one goal and no information has been entered on the state-required testing and/or student support page. Selecting option 3 indicates that the need will be addressed using an embedded goal. An embedded IEP goal is one that addresses needs accomplished using another specific goal. These goals are often used by related service providers. For example, if a student needs to work on correct letter formation, this skill could be achieved through a specifically identified writing goal. Selecting option 4 indicates that the IEP will include identified special education instructional service times that will address this goal. Options 1 through 4 can all be checked or checked together in any combination. However, options 1 through 4 cannot be selected with option 5 at all. Selecting option 5 indicates that this specific deficit area will not have an identified goal, supplementary aid, or service in this IEP document. When option 5 is selected, 4 additional options are available for program users to use to explain why the deficit area is not being addressed with a goal. For this demonstration, I have selected the IEP committee has chosen to provide this as background information regarding the student. Once an explanation statement has been selected and Save is clicked, a message box will open. Please read all messages that open on your screen inside Go IEP. This message notifies users that this selection will not allow a goal to be created for this deficit area later. For this demonstration, I am going to select OK, indicating that I want to continue. Now you can see reading listed with a deficit area of comprehension. Next to comprehension, there are 3 icons. The first one looks like a piece of paper with a pencil on top. This icon is the edit feature. It can be used to make any necessary changes in this area. The next icon is a green plus symbol. This icon is used to add a goal for this specific deficit area. Note, if I attempt to add a goal in this area, I will get an audit message that reminds me that I indicated a goal would not be written to address this need. I will be prompted to change my selection to indicate that this deficit would be addressed by an identified goal. The third icon is an X. This icon deletes the area completely. Next, there is a link that says View Area. Selecting this link allows users to view all the previous selections for this area. However, edits cannot be made using this icon. Therefore, a user would have to select Save again to exit this screen, and then select the Edit icon if changes are needed. I will select the Edit icon and change my options to indicate that this area will be addressed using a specific goal. I am also going to indicate that this need will be addressed using instructional or testing accommodations or modifications, supplemental aids and services, or supports for school personnel, and services. Now I will click Save. Next, I will use my green plus symbol to add a goal. When the page opens, I will see the information that I wrote on the previous page in the Summary of Assessment Finding box. Below that information is a text box for me to develop my goal. The page is designed this way to help users to write goals that are aligned to the identified deficits for the student. Under the goal text box is a pre-populated date. This date is pre-populated for 364 days from the meeting date identified in the meeting notice. However, this field is editable, so the user can end the goal prior to the expiration of the IEP if necessary. Below the date is a drop-down menu of evaluation methods. The program only permits the selection of one evaluation method per goal. I am going to select data collection. The next drop-down menu provides options regarding how the data will be collected. This drop-down menu is interactive. Additional fields will populate based on my selection. Lastly, users will answer the question identifying this goal as an ESY goal or not. Please keep in mind that an audit will apply prior to the finalization of the document if ESY information is not consistent throughout the entire IEP. Now I will click Save. Now I am able to see my goal with the same icons for editing, adding information, and deleting the goal that I had available when I developed my area. Some students will require objectives for their goals. To add an objective to the goal that I just created, I would select the green plus symbol again. A text box opens for me to enter my objective. A date field is showing just below the text box so that users can type an end date for the objective. An audit error will occur if the date entered in this box is after the expiration date of the IEP based on the meeting notice date. 2 additional drop-down menus are available for the user to enter the evaluation method and the way the data will be collected. These boxes function in the same way as the ones in the Goals section. Now that I have made my selections, I will click the Save button. Now I'm able to see a listing of my deficit category, the area of weakness, the goal, and the objective to address the weakness. There is no limit to the number of goals and objectives that the user can create. The next section of page 1.1 is the Other Discussion section. This page has 3 text boxes. The first text box allows users to record parental input regarding the student. It is not appropriate to write "not applicable" in this box. If the parent is unavailable, information from previous communications can be entered in this section. The second text box should contain information related to the student's academic, developmental, and functional strengths. Additionally, information about the student's interests, personal attributes, and accomplishments should be listed in this box. It is important to remember that it is best practice to ensure that every IEP document clearly explains and identifies the things that the student can do. The final text box provides the opportunity for users to explain how the student's disability impacts his or her ability to participate in the general education curriculum. Information is required in all text boxes. This section has a unique feature that can provide support to new users and new teachers if they are unsure what information should be written in this section. To open the wizard, click anywhere on the bar at the top that says Student Compass. The compass has tabs across the top to help users fill out the sections we just discussed. There is a separate preschool participation tab because the program provides some different guiding questions and statements for that age group. The Getting Started tab has good background information. The other tabs, Parent Concerns, Student Strengths, Participation, and Performance, each have guiding questions to help users complete the section. The guiding questions are listed on the left, and there is a text box on the right that allows users to type responses based on the questions. Once the information has been entered in each section, the user can click the Close Wizard link in the top right-hand corner. The information that was typed into the wizard will populate into the appropriate text boxes on the Other Discussion page. This completes our discussion of how to complete page 1.1 of the IEP inside the Go IEP program. This is a demonstration of how to use the program. It is not a demonstration of how to create a compliant IEP. For more information regarding how to create compliant IEPs, please visit the Georgia Department of Education website and review the IEP information there.